Hey there guys, DMO73 here, bringing you the deck profile for my father and son Epic Stories format list. For those of you who, maybe watched the feature match this week, this is a really fun singleton format. 60 card main deck, 20 card stone deck, 8,000 life, 2 rulers, 1 copy of any card outside of a special magic stone. Tons of fun. I do have the link to Frank's list down in the description, so you can go to the gotcha log for that by clicking there. I didn't record it, but I have it for you. So this is my deck. This is the deck that Frank sent to me, and then I got it tweaked a little bit, and it features lots of fairy tales. So typically in Wanderer format, you only get to use cards that are the same color identity as your rulers, but because Grimm lets me play fairy tales of any attribute with whatever will I want, as well as Milliam kind of doing the same thing, I can play whatever color fairy tales I want in the main board. My spells and additions and stuff are just limited to void and light. So Grimm's whole purpose in the deck is just to be a toolbox. He's constantly tapping for stone. He doesn't have any effect. This is just search out what I need consistently by paying 1, discarding a dead fairy tale, and grab a fairy tale that I need. Really helpful recycling Cheshire Cat and all kinds of other amazing stuff. And then Milliam works to kind of be the beater if I need one for a J ruler. Probably this deck doesn't even necessarily need Milliam. I just liked having a J ruler that kind of fit the theme of the fairy tale idea. So definitely can work here. And I wanted one that has Energized token as well, which is really nice. Moving into the stone base. 17 basic white stones, and then I have a couple of old school stones. Almarius, the levitating stone, to help give my stuff flying. Little Red, the pure stone, to be able to pump stuff up. And then a call to actions from Moria to be able to gain life, just so I have some extra utility on top of the white will. Nothing really much to say other than that. Then time to move into the list of 1-ups for Resonators. There are a lot of Resonators in this deck. It is primarily Resonator based, being fairy tales, so I'm just going to kind of go through these guys and a quick description. So Cheshire Cat for recycling, blocking, and to draw power. Puss in Boots to be able to do the force mechanic and just potentially put out a big beater at the beginning. Thumbelina, because she can be used to push games in a singleton format where there's not a lot of removal. Getting her out early and putting a lot of counters on her could potentially mean really bad things for my opponent. Both versions of Tinkerbell, because if I'm playing all fairy tales, these guys can get massively huge. A Hunter in Black Forest for some swiftness in early game, plus he's a red fairy tale, which comes into play later. Glinda the Fairy for cancel spells, making something unblockable, for pushing for lethal. This card used to be a really amazing hit in Grimm. Forcing your opponent to have to pay 2 more to be able to play a spell if they're tapped out is sometimes really good. Plus the unblockable element, you can search for it, make something unblockable, and then finish the game. Able for a board wipe, pay 7, let's see, yes, 8. No, I think it's 6 will total, and he can board wipe everything other than himself when he enters, which is nice. Sleeping Beauty to be able to tap her and protect her, and just give all my fairy tales a massive boost. Again, limited removal, so they're going to waste it on this. Cheshire Cat to be able to make this big as well, give something swiftness and flying. I have a lot of, really nice fairy tales that I can make things happen with Cheshire Cat here. Gerda, primarily because we play Kai as well, to be able to remove those counters and turn Kai on. Hansel for some draw power, in the sense of getting to search for a magic sweets, as well as gaining life. They don't kill it, I just start gaining life every turn. Light Dress Cinderella for having another flyer, as well as being able to search for other fairy tales and add more stuff to my hand. Taro is primarily there to just be a darkness resonator for the alternative win con of the deck, but he is a fairy tale, which is nice. Grimm the Avenger fairy tales, excellent against darkness decks. I can search it up, play it, and then immediately kill a darkness resonator or pump up one of my other resonators. Red Riding Hood, because in a format with 20 stones, she's amazing. Gets me another stone, as well as just bees a 2-drop Swiftness 7/7. Little Prince for some life gain, as well as, again, limited removal, lots of different resonators. This guy can get massive if I have a bunch of different costed attributes on the field. I the Pilot for a tempo swing, and to be able to bring out Little Prince if I need it. Kai the Frozen Heart, having a 12/12 is very strong, and being able to search Gerda to make him 12/12 active very quick is also very strong. The wonderful Eternal Boy Peter Pan, being able to grab a 1-drop Fairy Tale out of the deck is good, plus he's got flying, so who loves that. Hansel for some additional draw power. Confectioner Gretel just to have us a nice blocker, you know, doesn't take the first, you know, prevent the first damage and take every turn. Dark March Hare, again, to have a Darkness Resonator, and as I call more stones, he can, you know, be miniature board pumps, which is always nice. Glorious for some J-Ruler hate or heavy creature hate. Rapunzel to potentially pull up the Rapunzel OTK. Etna to create board locks. The Flower Prince to be able to form a soft lock to protect all of my Resonators, which is really nice. Grim from Vingolf 3 to be able to search for the things in my deck that aren't Fairy Tales, as well as, you know, it can force, which is always really nice. Jack climbing the Beanstalk to give me a nice way with Almerius to bring out Skyscraper Giant for free. Ryula to heal up Millium, just because there's no reason not to. Grim for board pumps. Mermaid of Neverland for some draw power. Snow White, the Valkyrie of Passion, for having a swiftness that can also burn stuff. Couples really well with Umashima Taro. Burn something, swing in, and then play Taro and kill it. Passion of Dragon Palace, Princess of the Dragon Palace, Orihime. This is just to have another Darkness Resonator, and sometimes can be really impactful to just make sure opponent's stuff doesn't get to the graveyard. And a Darkness Resonator for the alternative win con. Clementia Foster, I don't remember how to pronounce her name, from Vingolf 2. And we use this to grab additions, which can grab me the alternative win con, as well as protection of the Seraph or Fairy Tale Kingdom Alexandria. Snow White, card can become super good as soon as, you know, the game goes long, especially with a 3-drop 8/8, it's good stat line. Arthur to be able to pump up and possibly finish a game for a board pump. Snow White of the Crystal Apple, you know, when you have to fill a deck with lots of other cards, Snow White can be really good. And, you know, if you potentially have 12 Light Magic Stones, she becomes a 4-drop 24/24, which is excellent. Hansel and Gretel, ramping as well as drawing power. Everybody's favorite Hamlet Pied Piper, the threat that just keeps getting worse and worse the longer they don't answer it, just keep to continually lock stuff down. Captain Hook, same kind of thing, get to bounce a bunch of stuff back, set some stones back if I need to, clear a board, all kinds of stuff. Nice to be able to have a 15 swiftness dude to be able to search out, just play it and kill. Izanagi, obviously, for board bounces, and then Skyscraper Giant to go along with Jack. Moving into the spells, additions, and regalia. 1-off Magic Suites to go with Hansel. Dreams of Flight to be able to potentially pull off, you know, some finishing damage and get some flying. Shining Strike to tap stuff down. Luminous Judge of Purification because it has Remnant, and that can be really helpful in a deck of 1-ofs. Just I have 2 kill anything card. Grand Crest for addition hate, as well as being able to deal with really expensive card or really big resonators. Retelling Stories to be able to recycle my deck if I've already used my Horn of Sacred Beast or if it gets cancelled. Tell a Fairy Tale because my ruler is Grim, so paying 3 to grab any Fairy Tale out of my deck and putting it into the field is awesome, especially if it's going to go grab Pied Piper of Hamelin and trigger his Enter effect. Pandora's Mark of Hope, because if a game goes long, life gain becomes super important, and Pandora's Mark of Hope is just repeatable life gain. Protection of the Seraph, because it couples really well with Fairy Tale Prince. If I put this on with the Flower Prince, all of my Fairy Tales forever just have hexproof, which is awesome. Fairy Tale Kingdom, Fairy Tale Kingdom Light Palace, being able to untap stuff, draw a card, keep things alive is always really nice. Regalia-wise, we play a Clash G's Tank for draw power, as well as being able to tap down J-Rulers, Horn of the Sacred Beast to recycle the deck, Excalibur to pump up Millium and potentially give Imperishable, Gleipnir to be able to force blocks, which can be really helpful sometimes, and Maribel for an additional win con, you know, to be able to poke something to death, as well as pop a handy-dandy Regalia that might get in my way. And then the alternative win con of the deck is Ataraktia, specifically the Regalia side. If you have Ataraktia, remove all 5 colors and a Void card, and then tap again and put all those cards back into the deck, you win the game. My deck by itself has all 5 colors plus a void card, so if the game goes really grindy, I can just flip this out and start removing my own stuff and eventually get to a win. So even if I can't get through the 8,000 life, there's that. So that is it for the list, guys. Let me know what you guys think. Definitely recommend you check out the Epic Stories format, link put to the Facebook group down there below, as well as Frank's deck, like I said. Let me know what kind of deck you would build for this kind of format, and if you're interested to see more of this kind of stuff in the future from the channel. But until then, this is DMO73 signing off.